So is this the way it's always going to be?
No.
Well, I mean,
we're in a temporary space.
So shut up. It's not your show. So I know you're excited. I know you've been petitioning behind the scenes for your own political podcast on Barstool, already trying to get away from me after what? Not even... Literally 15 seconds, Steve. You're already trying to leave me for your own podcast. True or false?
No, this is not true at all. I've already told you.
True. So we're here at Red 13 Studios in Framingham. Wonderful, great, no traffic, love it. Drove in. This is the first episode. It's all that bullshit. We all know who I am. We all know what I'm doing. So we get in here. We're delayed 15 minutes. And we've got people around. But the reason I came here is because I don't want people around. You know that. And we got people crawling, nice people, good people, but they're crawling around. They have questions and they're engineers. They're asking me I know fucking, you've dealt with me now long enough to know. I know nothing about this process, right?
That man has asked you literally no questions this morning, except for can you speak into the mic?
But he's been around.
Would you like me to ask him to hide?
He's almost acting like it's his studio.
Do you want me to go?
He's almost acting like he runs this place.
Do you want me to go have him sit in the other room?
No, but I'm just saying, if you spent enough time with me to know that, you know already that I was uncomfortable, right? Because I've been more uncomfortable in the last half hour. Yeah, wandering around, I urinated like 6 times. I was literally squeezing my penis to get urine to come out to do something, to do anything. Which squeezing my penis will be relevant, by the way, in about 30 seconds. But I'm walking around here all over, and I thought this was going to be an escape from all that. Meanwhile, it feels as crazy as ever. All right. Anyway, most guys, speaking of which, most guys have tried different ways to last longer. Think about baseball, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't always work. The folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman swipes, the secret to longer lasting sex. We can all mock it. We can all make it matters. I don't care who you are. If you're 22 or 82, you don't want to have sex for 40 seconds. It's humiliating, by the way. You want to enjoy yourself. It's a clinically proven way, Roman is, to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast acting. They don't require a prescription. They can ship the swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet, by the way, just send it to me with the friggin' name on it. I don't care. I'm proud of it. Each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. Swipes are great. They will not transfer to your partner, so you can last longer without worrying. Super easy to use. Take the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go. That's it. When you go to we're gonna have to edit this part. When you go to Get Roman, is that what it is?
Get Roman.
That probably makes more sense.
Get Roman.
Actually, don't leave it. I like Getroman.
Getroman?
Getroman sounds more like, I don't know, it sounds more like a robotic sexual experience. Getroman. When you go to getroman.com/Kirk, getroman.com/Kirk, you get your first month of swipes for just $5. Just do it, okay? I mean, if you like me, if you want to support this podcast, you want it to last long, you want more freedom, very simple. Go to GetRoman, or what was it? Getroman?
Getroman.
Yeah, go to getroman.com/Kirk. When you choose a monthly plan, if you use the link GetRoman/Kirk. That's GetRoman.com. GetRoman.com/Kirk. Your first month for just $5.
I'm listening to Kirk Minihane's podcast.
Sports and show business.
Kirk Minihane, who is apparently a derelict of some kind.
That is Kirk Minihane. No one more controversial right now in the sports talk world.
That's what I'm talking about. Sport!
Kirk Minihane, what kind of thug are you?
Yes, well, he is white hot right now.
The head. I also want to say something about Kirk Minihane because I like him.
Kirk is like a sports genius who everyone hates.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
All right. So obviously, I don't know. We don't need to do the whole preamble, do we? I feel like we've done that 50,000. You're a producer. You take this stuff seriously. Do I need to? You're the kind of, you're used to radio experience. Very similar audience to the one we have now. Is it important to you that I introduce myself to these people? Is this something that you feel is necessary?
Well, I think the Barstool audience is a very big audience. There's some people who are encountering you for the first time. So, I mean, maybe like
Are you nervous?
15 seconds. Yeah, I mean, I'm
you
a
seem
little
nervous.
I'm a little nervous.
Relax.
You know, this all has to go well. I know you like things
what
very
if What if it doesn't go well? I mean, life goes on. We'll do a show tomorrow. How was your Father's Day?
It was wonderful. You called my dad. I sent him a big box of meat.
Okay, you can mock. So you're mocking me because you have a dad and I don't. Your dad's shaming me right away.
It was a great Father's Day. What can I say?
Move. You have a kid, right?
I have an awesome, loving relationship with my father.
How about do you have kids, though, right?
No, I have no kids.
I thought you have a daughter.
No.
Who's the little kid in your pictures that I see?
Oh, it might be my niece.
Oh, your niece.
Yeah, I've got nieces and nephews.
Yeah, but don't do that. They're not your kids. That's weird. Isn't like one of them like your screensaver or something?
Yeah, my nieces and nephews.
You don't want to do that.
Why not? What's wrong with having a good relationship?
What about
with
the other nephews?
Brothers and sisters.
No, don't do that.
You rotate. You rotate so they all get equal love.
Don't do that. Okay, so I thought you. What do you mean?
I said whatever. I mean, you have nieces and nephews.
How long have you been married for?
Almost a year.
Okay, so you're not in kid zone yet, right?
No, I'm not in kid zone yet.
You're 30.
30.
30. How old is she?
27.
Okay. She's not giving you any shit about that yet?
Well, I mean, she's kind of starting to.
Well, now you got a nice, secure job, making a little more money, a little freedom, get your own political podcast coming up. What was going to be the name of this podcast that you were trying to do behind my back, by the way?
The Robinson Report? That's good, right? You like the
Barstool. I mean, I know Portnoy. There's nothing he loves better than political podcasts.
Just irreverent takes on politics.
What's weird to me is I guess the thing about Barstool is the concern they had about me. Not even one of the ideas about me coming to this to do this thing is they were like, well, nobody said this to me specifically, but I heard tangentially is is it going to be political? Are you going to do and the answer to that is really no. Like I don't know. You tell me. Is political? So the first Democratic whatchamacallit debate is when? Like this next week? Next week?
Yeah, I think it's coming up at the end of June.
Yeah. So we'll play that sound. We'll make fun of them for saying stupid shit. But is that political? So if the Republicans happen to have debates this year, I don't think Weld and Trump are going to debate. But if they're going to have debates this year, we would mock the stupid shit they say too.
Yeah, I mean, I think the mandate is to talk about things that matter.
Yeah, but also just it's funny. Like I don't, it doesn't. I swing both ways politically. I'm
you
more,
swing both ways?
Yeah, sure. Why not? You put a dick in my face, I'll dance with it. I am socially liberal and economically conservative, right? But I think you saw over the last couple of weeks, if an idiot like Curtatone, the Somerville mayor, who's a big liberal, right, and he went after Barstool, goes after, says stuff that I think is pandering and full of shit and just stupid, I'll call him out. So what I did was...
But you called out Barstool specifically there.
Yeah, well, I did.
So a couple weeks ago, in this studio right here, in the as we wait for our beautiful new studio next door to be built, which I'm going to say, having dealt with people, working on my basement, on my house, they told us when?
They told us 2 weeks.
Okay, when was this told to us?
Just this weekend. They said it'd be another 2 weeks.
So I will bet you my salary against yours that is not going to happen.
I'm not going to take that.
Would you like to make that? I'm going to say...
We're in the lovely Sapphire room right now.
We are, yeah. We have the shag rug. We have the what is this thing? The blanket behind us?
I don't know. It looks like Jim killed a bear and just threw the skin over the couch.
I don't know what that is. But I will bet you every dollar I've ever made that I'm going to say... What's today, Steve? The 17th? I should know that. The 17th?
Yes.
I'm going to say... September 14th will be in that studio. Over under. You going over or under?
I'll take the under on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you actually believe that? Or
no, I actually believe that.
Okay. All right, good.
I mean, I don't believe they're rosy predictions, but I think it'll be sooner than that.
But I never understand this, right? From this perspective, these people, why lie? I always want to say this to people, we're having the basement in our home right now is being done. It's being finished for the kids. And you want to say to these people, I'm sure they're hardworking, they have things to do. I always want to say to these people, why are you lying to me? We both know this is bullshit. Just give me the real date, and then we'll work from there. When do you actually think it's going to be done? Because all you're going to do when you tell us, these people are fine, but if you tell us 2 weeks from now, and it's 6 weeks, we're just going to be pissed off.
They're going to set you up for disappointment twice.
Yeah, but why? That's what I'm saying. I've never understood that instinct. Why? If I ran one of these places, that's why I'd be great at it. Meanwhile, I can't, I don't even know. I've never used a hammer or a nail in my life, by the way. Not once. Not one time ever. So Curtatoni's this liberal idiot mayor from Somerville, Massachusetts. If you don't know, he went after Barstool over this, and I know this is a little tired, but it's just give me a second. Over this ridiculously stupid Towelgate thing from the Bruins a couple of weeks ago where, people in the media, this woman from the Boston Herald, who is also, by the way, insanely liberal and hates Barstool, claims that several Boston Herald readers, reached out to her because they were so angry about Barstool, which, by the way, I don't believe that at all. I mean, total bullshit. And then this is the trick, and I've dealt with this professionally as well. So she tweets out the thing about Barstool. She gets a shitload of reaction, and I think 5 messages they counted at her were negative. Those guys are assholes. I guess she's overweight or whatever. If you call her fat, you're a fucking dick, no question. She then tweets about that, and it becomes this big story, which is stupid and meaningless. Again, I'm on Twitter. Steve's on Twitter. I get shit all the time. People tell me to kill myself all the time. I'll tell you why that's relevant maybe later on today. So Curtatone, the mayor of Somerville, decides to take a fucking jump into the deep end of the pandering pool and start dumping all over Barstool, which is, of course, dumb. Calls them all the greatest hits. I think, racist, homophobic, all the things that are absolutely no proof. Of course, anti-women, like crazy misogynist, all that stuff. So I tried for a couple of days to get Curtatone on just to do something before our show launched because Steve and I were doing shit on video and stuff like that. He wouldn't say yes to us, his press office, so I pretended I was Kevin Cullen, who was a reporter from the Boston Globe who pretended he was at the marathon bombings, and I broke that story on the radio about a year and a half ago.
Don't report nothing unless it's fact.
That's that me as Cullen?
Yes.
So I called as Cullen. They, of course, said right away, yes, you work for the Boston Globe. Come on in. I had Kurt Tony on. And how long did we talk to him for? Like 20 minutes?
Oh, you had him for 20 minutes. And you know what? You had to end the call.
I know.
Actually, with all of your interviews on the street or on the phone, you're the one who has to be like, all right, this has gone on too long.
Well, that's part of the magic of interviewing lunatics is they just want to talk all day. I know you were giving me the sign to like go for the kill, which I thought, well, I don't know why. Like it's better just to slowly watch him dig himself into this grave.
Yeah, no, you pulled it off brilliantly. I now see what you were trying to do, but in the moment, I was
you
like,
you don't have the big picture vision I do.
I wanted to see.
See, that's why you're in the little seat.
revelation.
I'm way high up here, which is a very odd feeling, by the way. I'm not sure. Did I request this?
Yes, you did.
In a power hungry moment.
You said I want to be at a high top table.
I want to be at a high top.
I want to be able to stand up and wag my finger at you and shout you down.
Yes.
Like I'm not wearing a leash and a collar.
Well, we'll see about that. Do we any more of this? What's the best Kurt Tony bike? So I pretended I was Cullen. Hold on, Steve, 1 second. I pretended I was Cullen, like complete with, because Cullen is one of these guys. I don't want to get into a big Cullen thing, but he's one of these guys who pretends he's from the street, pretends he's a tough guy. He's essentially a parody of himself, and lies all the time. Completely lie about. Do a Google search and you'll see it. Kevin Cullen and me say. So I decided to call him this idiot Kurt Tony, just basically mock him, show how stupid he is, show how stupid Cullen is, show how pandering they both are. And here's a bite from it. And it just shows, by the way, so the Barstool crowd, me now, I guess I'm part of that world as well, what we're fighting against is just pandering dummies who have no proof ever.
Well, I think there were 4 key areas that you got him to back down on. The first one is he says in the beginning, I picked the fight with Barstool. I called out Dave Portnoy like he's some kind of tough guy. And by the end of it, you have him completely denying that.
Well, what are you blaming him for then? I don't understand. I don't understand.
I didn't start the firestorm with Barstool.
I mean, what the fuck is he talking? I mean, again, he's boring. He's almost boring to me. He's so dumb. But like, what? And I would also say, if I lived in Somerville or any city, like I'd say, can you do me a favor? Okay, make sure every fucking pothole is filled. Make sure every light is fixed. Make sure like shit is in order before you weigh in on what responsibility is the mayor of Somerville? I don't know. When you elect a mayor of Somerville, are you thinking, hey, you know what this guy's going to do? He's going to weigh in on what's on a towel. No, he's going to make sure that, I don't know, whatever. By the way, what does a fucking mayor do anyway, really? Like, what does Joe Curtatone do all day? What is he doing? Like I said, make sure that things are fucking done. Make sure the important things are done, like, fucking plastic bags at supermarkets, I guess. But instead, by the way, he hasn't stopped. He was on this weekend with somebody I saw. He was on WBZ or one of these ass-kissing places.
Not talking about Barstool.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Maybe it was like the middle of last week.
I think he was pretty shut up.
I know. I thought he was, but meanwhile, Kurt Tony's family is like in love with Barstool. They're obsessed with Barstool, and this guy, and you learn like I'm all for picking a fight if you're Kurt Tony, but you gotta have some evidence. That's all I ever want, and this is gonna be sort of a recurring theme throughout this thing. Just give me some fucking evidence, please. That's all. I've been called every name in the book. I've been called homophobic, transphobic, misogynist, racist. What else? You name it. Name all the greatest hits. I've been called every single one. And I know, by the way, none of them are true, so I'm comfortable as other people, who get called out in these things, they become, what they do is they then, either play the victim card or they go into silence or whatever. And listen, the place I worked at before tried to do that to me. They tried to say, don't fight back at these guys. Don't give them ammunition. Don't let them do this. Don't let them do that. And to that I say, fuck you. Like, if you're called a racist and you're not, you're called a sexist and you're not, you have to fight back. All you have is your name. Like, that's it. That's all you have in life. So I'm going to do it. I respect the Portnoys doing it and the people at Barstool do it. I like the fact that the women at Barstool aren't afraid to step up. And that, of course, to me, I find is the most sexist thing of all. So somebody like Erica Nardini or Casey Smith or Kate, they step up and they say, fuck you. This is the least sexist place I've ever worked at in my life. And what do the people do? They say, oh, no, they're just here to look good. They're hot. They don't have any opinions. Chicks in the office or call me daddy or Casey, they're just eye candy. And it's like, well, no, they're smart and they're successful and they've taken a risk. Casey Smith could very easily be on some stupid ESPN college football panel show. And everybody would say how great she is, the media critics who have no balls. Or she could be, but instead she said, I'm going to take a chance with a company that's totally different. And I want to be a different personality. That takes a lot of guts. And honestly, women should be applauding her for doing that. But instead, they lump her in. It's bizarre. Like the weird thing about the feminist crowd is they want to bury women who are taking chances. Does that make any sense to you?
I mean, which wave of feminism are we on yet?
I don't even know. The whole thing's fucking confusing. By the way, have you printed out your own copies of these things today? We're not doing it yet, but we are doing a reading later, and you are going to be playing the role of the groom in this thing.
Oh, I get to be the groom?
You get to be
that's more than I expected.
Yeah, you get to be the groom in this.
All right.
as we do it later on. So real quick as we lay out what's going on here going forward. So the podcast launches today. It's going to be daily. You're going to get it. What is it going to be at 11 o'clock every day?
Yes. Maybe sooner. Depends on how fast I can cut it up.
Does that make sense? I mean, does it make sense to have a concentrated So I am...
Or do you want it at 11? We can do whatever you want.
I'm asking you because I don't know the answer.
We'll do 11 every day.
People like consistency, don't they?
Let's do 11 every day then.
Do you find that you and I are both still sort of radio-brained in this?
Yes, absolutely.
I have had moments where I've talked to Portnoy or I've texted with people and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Like when I signed with Barstool. So it was a back and forth for me to get out of my old contract. I got out of it. So then pretty much I started negotiating with Barstool like right away. And I signed with Barstool. You remember, I signed with Barstool. I don't think you even knew when I actually signed, right?
No, I think you did. I think you called me up the day you signed.
Okay, so when I actually signed, I sent the paperwork out to my lawyer to say, hey, it's done. He said, great. I'm going to text it to Eric, I think, in Portnoy. He did. Portnoy, I got in the car. I was going somewhere to pick something up. It was like 30 seconds later. Portnoy texted me back and said, "Hey, congratulations! I'm tweeting out that you signed." And it was like 9:30 at night. And in my brain, I'm thinking, well, shouldn't this be a big announcement? Shouldn't it be like 8 o'clock in the morning? And shouldn't it? And they're like, no, it doesn't.
Don't we need like the breaking news sound?
Yeah, they're literally like nothing. Everything I think mattered that just doesn't matter.
I keep looking around for a clock.
There's no clock.
No,
I don't know. I'm expecting. All right. So here's before we get into the other stuff. Here's the. You tell me the 2 or 3 questions you've been asked the most. I'll tell you the 2 or 3 questions I've been asked the most by listeners, by people who care about what the show is going to be or not going to be. If you want to go first, that's fine. Ask me 1 or 2 if you have any.
You want me to ask a question or say the question I've been asked?
Yes, state the question you've been asked.
Why are you throwing your career away?
No, not that. I don't care about that shit. I mean the actual show itself. The format of it, what's going on. Has anybody asked you anything, or do you have...
No, are you guys going to have guests? Who are you going to have? Is it going to be political? That kind of thing.
Right, so I get asked...
content-driven.
I get asked a lot, like, who's your first guest going to be? And we talked about that. I feel like the first show should be like the 48th show. I don't know if that made sense to people, but I don't want to... I guess it goes back to the old thing where it's like, hey, whoa, you're not going to believe we have... Like, I don't know. Like, if Donald Trump wants to call in today, he can call in today. Did you see the thing last night with Stephanopoulos?
His video riding around in the beast.
Yeah, did you watch that?
A little bit of it.
So I was watching a lot of the golf, but I was flipping back and forth, and like how small is he?
Tiny. The desk that he uses actually has to have like a thing, an opaque panel down at the bottom, and he has a booster seat. He's tiny.
Do you know Jared Carrabis? I don't know why you would really.
Is he little guy too?
His hands are so little.
Like little midget
I have to imagine. I haven't given Carrabis' penis a lot of thought, but if it correlates with your hands, he must have like a microscopic. When your hands are that small, if you're a man, I don't even think you can have a penis.
But the other thing is, tiny hands can make your dick look bigger.
That's true, I guess. But I mean, I've shook hands with Carrabis once, and it was literally like when you have a little infant hold your finger. It was creep. I was so creeped out. But he's like a hairy guy. He's gone through puberty. I mean, not intellectually, but physically, clearly he has. So I wonder if like his hands and his penis just stopped when he was like 11 or something.
What's your thing with Carrabis? I don't really know him that well, but it seems like he's the first person as you've come out. Is he like the weakest target?
I just find him. No. So he was in the middle of the old like the EEI thing. Like my old program director tried to recruit him. That's why Portnoy.
Oh, so Zarbano's got a hard on for him?
Yeah, and I was like, I remember when I used to talk to Zarbano, my old program director, who's a fucking vomit. I remember saying to him, like, why are you wasting it on this guy? Like, I like Jared and everything. I think I'm actually going on their show later today. But I'm like, he's a nice guy. He's a minimal talent. But I am, just diametrically opposed to people who are that obsessed with, like wanting a team to win or lose at this point in my life. I've graduated past that. I know I'm wrong. I know the Barstool crowd is going to mock me for that. But like, I think if you gave Carrabis, for example, or any other beat writer in Boston, I don't want to focus necessarily on Boston all the time, but I just will on this one. If you gave them the Ortiz story cold, right? What's wrong? You got panic in your eyes. You look like a deer in headlights. Just hit the button. We're fine, right? We're good?
We're fine.
It's not going to freeze on us, is it?
No.
Okay, it used to happen to my old podcast. You promised me that's not going to happen?
It's not going to happen.
If you gave a beat writer, my friend Rob Bradford in Boston or somebody else, the Ortiz story cold, and you said Ortiz was like this criminal mastermind, they wouldn't run it. They wouldn't run it.
But he's not even a Red Sox anymore.
And Carabas wouldn't even, but he is. And Carabas would like not. And a lot of people like would be like they don't care because Ortiz hit a lot of home runs. Like that part of it I've never understood, that weird streak of homerism, and Carabas has that. But anyway, how did we get to Carabas's penis?
I don't know. You just kind of brought it up cold.
Oh.
Because he has little teeny weeny hands, right?
Yeah, but how did we get there?
Questions people were asking you about the podcast?
Nobody asked me about Carabas's penis. I don't think. People ask me about Casey Smith, but they're not asking me about Carabas's penis. And that's like the one reason, the idea of like penises are so ugly. Like I don't know how gay people think about that. We'll have plenty of gay people on, but are like gay men, like heterosexual men, are not necessarily attracted to like the look of a vagina.
Now's probably a good time to talk about Get Roman.
Oh, we're there already?
Yeah.
We are?
You could talk about Get
Roman.
Roman.
How long was that
now,
segment?
Now that you're talking about penises.
Are we really? All right. Well, most guys have tried different ways to last longer. I know. Listen, for me, like the good way to last longer for me is to take antipsychotic medicine and antidepressants.
Does it work?
Unfortunately,
an hour-long
it sometimes
sex?
Doesn't work at all. But the much more interesting, I think, and fun way to do it, to stay away from the antipsychotic medication, is to take Roman. The folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman Swipes, the secret to longer lasting sex. That is the secret to longer lasting sex. Now, you may say, whatever, who cares? You guys know you want to do that. Let's not be stupid here, okay? Would you rather have sex for 30 seconds or great sex for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
What is the appropriate amount of time to have sex? Like the ideal amount of time?
Like start to finish, including foreplay all the way to cleanup?
Yeah.
I think you gotta go at least 20 minutes. No,
like what about penetration? Like from
penetration, I think
to
Steve is important in sex.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying penetration to finish. How long do you last? Because that's where the Get Roman wipes comes in.
That's where they step up, right?
Yes.
So I think if you're going, 3, 4, if you're a 6 pump Charlie right now, I think it's time to get some Roman Swipes and by the way, like I do think it's important for the woman to enjoy it too, and that way you can enjoy yourself more, and then do it again and again and again. They're effective, easy to use, and fast-acting. Don't require a prescription. They can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're not going to transfer to your partner. You can last longer without worrying. Super, super, super easy to use. Take them out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go. Steve, by the way, is going to do a demonstration of that this week. You're going to bring your wife in, and the two of you are going to do that, okay?
All right. As long as we get the clicks on
told me
Barstool.
off the air she's not satisfied with you sexually, so we're going to try and
I'm not going to lie.
that.
I could have used some of these wipes when you asked me to be your producer.
Yeah, that's true.
Could have saved me an awful mess.
When you go to, I said earlier, getroman.com. I think it's getroman.com/Kirk, /Kirk. Getroman.com/Kirk. You get your first month of swipes for just $5. So, even if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's $5 and you're helping me out. Do it. And by the way, it's going to make your life better. When you choose a monthly plan, you get the link getroman.com/Kirk. Getroman.com/Kirk. That's getroman.com/Kirk. I don't want to do this rock opera wedding in Tuscany just yet. What was that? What are we doing?
Just some computer noise.
Okay, let's fix that right away, please. Can I talk about Father's Day for a second?
Yes.
Okay. So Father's Day is my least favorite day of the year. It is actually my least favorite. What are you paying attention to me or no?
I am. You're saying that Father's Day is your least favorite day of the year.
What are you doing? What's going on back there?
Just getting the sound ready for you, man.
Okay. What sound are you getting ready? By the way, you are obsessed with OJ. You are very into OJ.
Yeah, I think it's a great story. I think I'm not the only one. I think he's going to be the next personality on WEEI. He wants to talk about fantasy football and politics.
I have some things maybe I could hire OJ to do something to some people at WEEI. Maybe.
Whoa.
What? Just give him fantasy football advice. What's the big deal? He said what did he say at the end of the first video? He's going to get. Let me hear this cut.
All my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there, so this one, at the real OJ32, is the only official one. So this should be a lot of fun. I got a little getting even to do. God bless. Take care.
Great. Holy
fuck. I got a little
fuck.
getting even to do.
Oh, it's wonderful. So OJ, that's OJ Simpson. He's on Twitter now, evidently. I don't think he has the blue check mark yet. Now, like, I don't want to delve into the deep right, the deep left necessarily all the time. I know, Steve, you've never done that in your career. But, like, so James Woods got suspended for Twitter for what?
I have no idea. Just tweeting out something controversial.
But, I mean, you know the story, though.
Yeah,
right?
making fun of liberals. Yeah, I don't know.
But nothing like, you know.
No hate speech. He wasn't threatening a crime. He didn't violate Twitter's rules. No.
So, I mean, you could make a case, and I don't want to, by the way. I'm not for deplatforming. Put OJ on Twitter all day. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm not going to follow him, but put him all day. But him basically saying that, I mean, if like a hardcore right-winger said that, wouldn't they take him off if he was somebody who basically killed two people, chopped their heads off, and say he was going to get even? Wouldn't that be a bigger issue than it is, or no?
I got a little getting even to do.
And, you know, I have to say, like, I saw on Twitter this weekend, and I know I'm old. I saw on Twitter this weekend everybody sort of mocking it, making fun of it, and having a good time with it. So I started listening last week to that Confronting O.J. Simpson podcast that started last week, which is why I think he's on Twitter, by the way. Kim Goldman, I don't know if you saw this or not. She has a podcast up now. You should definitely go listen to it. It's excellent, where she talks about the fact that she wants to confront O.J. Simpson. She goes through the whole story about Ron Goldman. And you don't forget, but you do forget, because you kind of get lost, because O.J.'s obviously a caricature. He's a joke. He's a fucking idiot. Like, you forget that he terrorized his wife. He met Nicole Brown when she was like 18 or 19. He was already married. She was a waitress. He met her, and he essentially emotionally and physically terrorized her for 17 years until the end when, oh, by the way, he cut her fucking head off. And he cut Ron Goldman's head off because Ron Goldman happened to be there because he was returning sunglasses. Isn't that what it was?
But I could have been a better Christian.
He could have been. And then this fucking dummy, it was 10, 12 years ago now? People stole his memorabilia, he thought. So, you know, what a rational person would do as a brain in their head would contact their lawyer and get a look at it. What OJ did was he got his gang together, went to the hotel with guns, and fucking recorded himself. He's so stupid. It's fucking unbelievable. Give me X here, would you?
I got a little getting even to do.
I don't think that's what I'm looking for. OJ says he's been good with people.
I've always thought I've been pretty good with people, and I've basically spent a conflict-free life.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, so he's 71, I think now, 72. So if you do 72 years times the amount of days, hours, minutes, seconds he's been alive, like percentage-wise, the time he spent chopping people's heads off is very minimal.
Very small.
Compared to like, you know, and now I would say the times he spent beating the shit out of women, probably a little bigger. I would say the times that he spent, you know, like plotting and revenge, like if you listen to those 911 calls, like we're all joking around, and that's okay because I think we're mocking OJ, and I think we're mocking the idea that this lunatic is on Twitter. But I mean, this guy, if you go back and read these stories, fucking was psychotic. Forget the murders for a second. This guy was a lunatic for years to his ex-wife. Insane. And because he's O.J. Simpson, he thinks he's some big star. He walked in at the house, and God forbid Ron Goldman is there. I don't care if Ron Goldman's got Nicole Brown Simpson's legs on his shoulders. He's banging her. Like, who does O.J. Simpson think he is? He's divorced, and he gets so mad that another man is near his woman in his mind. He's going to decapitate them. And now he's on Twitter, and he's planning to dispense fantasy football advice. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I think he's going to get a DraftKings sponsorship.
I don't think that's going to. Is that what they're saying? Or no?
I mean, he's talking about politics and fantasy football. I mean, somebody's going to pick him up.
Were OJ and Trump friends? They had to have been, right? They must have been.
Well, people are tying this to Trump saying, he would never feel like he could go on Twitter if it wasn't for Trump.
Oh, OJ said that? Oh, right. Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying, forget like the last 10, but OJ and Trump must have run in the same circles. There's no question. You don't think they fucked the same common woman? Yes, they probably are. They are Eskimo cousins. There's for sure. There's no doubt. Maybe at the same time. There is no doubt. No doubt.
Just like spit roasting down at Mar-a-Lago.
Who was the hot chick OJ was with during the murder trial? Shit. What was her name? I was about to say somebody text me or tweet me that. That might be difficult right now. That's the other question I get all the time. So what people want to know about, will there be live interaction during the show? I'm asking you this because I know how to do. You can't confirm when I do this sort of act like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. You've been around me long enough to know I can't do anything.
No, you can't.
Like I literally can't do anything.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want live interaction, you can. I mean,
is it worth it?
I've always thought that you hate calls.
No, my
impression was that you don't like.
I don't
calls.
like mundane, boring sports talk calls.
But that's what a lot of calls are.
Well, we're not going to take those, though. We're going to take lunatics.
Exactly.
Like the Bendisons,
we could create a phone line and then just never take calls because they're all mundane. If that's
I would like some, like, while it's going on, if I need something. So let's say I need something right now from a caller. What would we do to get them on here?
So you want to know the hot chick that OJ was cavorting around with during the trial.
And let's just say I know somebody who knows that, right? And I wanted to call them. Could we do that right now? Do we have that technology yet?
I think we could send them a Zoom conferencing link and pull them up.
Okay, I don't know what does that mean?
We could email them a link and pull their audio up here as long as they've got a microphone on their computer.
Why can't they
have that capability.
But why can't they just do this?
Because right now we're in a music studio. We're not equipped with phone lines.
I'm not being an asshole. I legitimately I don't know the answer to that question.
We're not equipped with phone lines right now.
Okay, so we can't do that right now.
We can't like line up a panel of 5 calls.
But you've seen the people I want to have call in. They're fucking idiots. They don't purposely. They don't know what a Zoom thing is.
I think we can do a phone number through Zoom too. So I could come up with a phone number for you to send some wacko that you want to talk with, and we could pull them up. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So we can do that just now going forward.
Yeah, a little notice would be great.
But. No, I'm not saying right now, but we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fine. All right. It's aggravating. Okay. It's not your fault. I'm not going to get mad at producers anymore. I'm just not going to do it. I won't do it. I'm not going to do it. What was I talking about before you got into OJ? You're obsessed with OJ.
You're the one who brought up OJ.
You're texting me all weekend about OJ. I know he's on Twitter, Steve.
I just think that the cuts
are really like 8 hours later. You're like, yeah, he's on Twitter. I'm like, no shit. What do you think? I know that.
There are people out there who are legitimately trying to defend this guy, who think he was framed, who think
don't be this person. Who?
Tariq Nasheed. He's some LA guy.
He's a fucking idiot. We know that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still interesting. I mean, Wiggy, the black guy that they brought in after you left, and they could finally have black people down around EI. He's defending OJ.
I don't even. What is he saying? You listen to that show?
Every once in a while, yeah. You've given me a mandate to listen to bad radio and find cuts for this show.
That would qualify.
So
why is it important to you that Wiggy's a black person? Why do you look at people like that? I don't. Why do you look at people at scale? I didn't even know he's black.
It's kind of weird that they brought in Wiggy right after you left. I don't know.
We want to play that sound later. Later, we won't do it now. I want to talk about. Can I talk about Father's Day for 1 second? This, by the way, sounds like an intro to a horrible read. I am not reading some card commercial.
Do we need some violin music?
We do not. You know, people are like, can I talk to you about Father's Day? This Father's Day. Father's Day was yesterday. Obviously, as we do this, it's my least nothing to do with Kate and Harry. I love them. They were great yesterday. But 2 years ago, let me walk you through this. Why I get pissed off about Father's Day and why I was in a bad mood all day yesterday. 2 years ago on Father's Day. My dad had just died 3 or 4 weeks before. I remember you didn't reach out. My dad had died. What do you mean, no? You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Why not? We knew each other.
I thought you were in a sensitive spot.
Okay. Actually, I don't think we knew each other then, did we?
No, I don't think we did.
So
it would have been weird. It would have been weird if I reached out.
People did that, and I was like, I don't know who you are. Like, what are you doing? Like,
going forward, would you like me to reach out to you on Father's Day?
My parents aren't going to die anymore.
Okay.
My dad's been cancer-free now for 2 years.
Congratulations.
He's been dead for 2 years, but still. So my dad had just died. We brought my mom home. So my parents died 6 weeks apart. Both died from cancer. So my dad was dead. My mom finally got off her final experimental treatment from pancreatic cancer. She just wanted to go home to die. So we brought her home. We brought her upstairs. And me, my brothers Adam and Ryan, who should have access to the Zoom line, by the way. Don't you think, Adam and Ryan? Do you want to make a Zoom list?
I'm all for incorporating your brothers. As long as they have like dirty secrets to tell about.
Sure. Well, if they have nothing to say, we're not going to have them on. So we brought them upstairs, my mom upstairs, 3 of us and my wife, and did a little home hospice just to help her, whatever. So my mom's brother, my Uncle Mike, and his wife, my Aunt Debbie, during the process, the 2 years my parents were sick, my parents did a lot for them. They always invited them to their homes, their vacation homes. They actually had my niece's wedding party, take all the pictures at their house. They did all this stuff for years. Supported them. And over that 2 year period, they disappeared. They did nothing. They did shit. They showed up once to take the pool table away because my parents wanted to get rid of it. That's the only time I saw my uncle in 2 years when my parents were dying. So my mom she died 4 days later after Father's Day. And my mom, a couple of days before, said, listen, I don't want Aunt Debbie around. I don't care for her. I don't want her around while I'm dying. I thought, well, that's reasonable. It's going to be tough for Uncle Mike to hear that. But he came by to say goodbye, and he brought her with him. And we said, we don't really want her here. My mom doesn't want her here. And he wouldn't leave. He kept her there. Then they left and came back. And I finally flipped out on him. I was like, you're a fucking asshole. You were nowhere the last 2 years. And now all of a sudden you're stepping in here. Like, respect her wishes, would you, for the last time? At least do something. You were nowhere. Finally left. It got uglier than that. He finally left, then came back again, and we yelled, and he left. And he didn't show up for the wake or the funeral for his sister. And I think about that day. I think of my mom dying upstairs, my dad just dead. It's Father's Day. My uncle being an asshole, my aunt who I had no use for, and my poor mom totally out of it, dying in a friggin' diaper. And this idiot will not listen to her last wish because he's an asshole. So this is the kind of stuff that goes through my blood yesterday, in my brain. So I just wanted to get it off my chest. The point is I hate Father's Day. And maybe like 8 years from now, 15 years from now, 30 years from now, I have grandkids. Maybe I won't. But it's like always now one of my least favorite days of the year. And that sucks for my kids. And I try and put on a good face and dance and do all that shit. But it fucking pisses me off. Meanwhile, you're fucking having steak with your dad and giggling. And that's annoying to me now, too. I want you from now on to have a miserable Father's Day as well.
I think I can do that.
That's a mandate.
I think
what did you? Well, just tell me. Make me feel better. What did you do yesterday?
I worked all day in preparation for this show.
Doing what?
I called my dad and had like a 15-minute conversation with him.
He's up in Maine?
Yeah, he's up in Maine.
Well, is he retired or
no? No, he still works. He's a used car salesman.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Where in Maine?
He's in Ripley, Maine right now. It's like the center of the state. Okay. But he's been a used car salesman pretty much my entire life.
What does he think about your professional move?
My
dad would have been so confused by this whole thing.
He's confused
and
worried. He's 61.
Okay, so he's old enough to be confused by this.
He wants to know what radio station I've moved to.
That's the question I literally get asked the most is what number is the radio station like aunts and
where can I find you on the dial?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, you can't. It's very. I had a conversation with a guy who's about my age the other day. Didn't understand. He's like, how do I get your show? Is it live? How do I get it? And I said, well, it's not that difficult. You have iTunes? Yes. Okay. You literally search my name on it and you subscribe. And he's like, okay, what time can I listen to it? And I said, well, it drops at 11. And he's like, so that's it? I said, no, you can listen to it all day long. Like you can listen to it at 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning. I'm 44. You said 30?
You're 44?
Yeah.
Oh.
How would you think I was?
Well, I was debating over the weekend whether are you a millennial or are you a baby boomer? Like where?
What am I? What is that?
I don't know. What generation are you? Are Gen Y or Gen X?
No, it's like Cobain. What era is that? Is that Gen X?
I don't know. I think you're one of the older millennials, right?
No, God, no. Do I seem like a millennial to you? What the fuck are you talking about? I think I'm at the edge of the age of people who understand how this stuff works. You get older than me, you have no idea. You get younger than me, you totally like. My kids don't watch television; they just watch YouTube all day.
You let them just watch YouTube all day?
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. If it was up to them, they could watch. If it was up to them, all they do is watch YouTube.
Man, those YouTube algorithms will fuck them up, though. There's all kinds of weird shit.
It's better
that
than
them
talking and doing shit and annoying me, so I can watch.
You're just
golf.
Gonna let YouTube babysit your kids while you watch Tiger?
Fine. Well, like Harry's like my son Harry who's 7. It's like I just watched a great video. It was Michael Myers fighting Freddy Krueger and Slender Man. I said that sounds great. Sure, whatever, great. There's no tits, good, go for it. What was I going to say? Shit, you just directed me on to something else.
I don't know. I think you didn't want to talk about how your kid was like slaying cats in the backyard after watching all those YouTube videos.
It does not matter to me. But I get asked that literally all the time. Like I said, I think I'm at the age where I wonder if people older than me are even going to listen to this show. Podcast.
I think they will. I think they will. There were some people tweeting about how their dads are excited to have you come back. Like 73-year-old dudes are trying to figure out their iPhones.
Well, it's
pretty easy.
It seems very easy to me. But I mean, so I think the average Barstool listener has no issue with it. But I don't know. The whole thing confuses me. I was about to give out the phone number too. This is what I mean. Like I took a pause phone number break. Do you still have that in your head?
Yes.
Okay. What other questions? Anything else people ask you or no?
How's Kirk doing?
Oh, what do you say?
I say, he's doing fine as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm not like a big, like, what am I going to, like, when people ask me, I'm like, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm glad to be gone. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited to try this. I give you credit. Like you could have stayed at your old job. It was very comfortable. You could have done that.
It was very comfortable.
You decided to take a chance. Are you happy to be, so you're working 2 jobs right now?
I am.
How is that? How is the tension at the other place?
It's not as bad as you might think.
No?
No.
Am I hated there?
No, you're not.
Why'd you pause like that?
They're trying to get us to go lease that studio space and use that space. So no, I don't think there's any ill will.
Do you think that's going to happen? Or
no, I don't think that's going to happen.
We had a weird experience even trying to lease studio space. People are unrealistic.
All around.
I think.
Not even just with my form.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People are unrealistic about this.
Yeah, with the rates they want, considering we could do this at your house, we could do this in a Denny's bathroom. I mean, we could do this really anywhere. But
that's the other thing.
Nice space.
Right. That's the other thing I got asked a lot is why don't you do it at your house? And it just felt like I don't know. It just felt weird to me. Like I like the idea of driving to work.
Well, you want
maybe that's old. Yeah, separation.
Yeah.
Like I don't really want you and some engineer.
I don't want to be in your house.
Right? It's weird.
Yeah. No, I never want to go to your house.
Well, you're not. You'll never be. It works out perfectly. You'll never be invited. But like my old producers were never in my home. But the idea that like what's the engineer's name?
Jim.
Jim. The idea that Jim is going to be like crawling around with his ass crack like in my house when my kid's having breakfast, and you're sitting there trying to tapping some mic, and I'm wandering around. Just seems awkward for everyone involved. Who wants that?
No one.
Nobody, right?
No.
Meanwhile, you know who's funding the studio here?
Yes.
Who?
Barstool Sports.
Me. This comes out of my ad rev split.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes. Well, I mean, in theory, yeah.
What do you mean, in theory?
The person signing the lease is going to be Barstool Sports.
But great. But you know who's ad? So,
yes.
So I took a lower base salary, still a very handsome base salary, and a split of the ad revenue for this podcast, which means, please buy, 3,000 Romans and wipe away, please, or swipe away. Do what you want. So with that comes your friggin' salary. All the studio stuff, all the costs before I start getting my piece of it. All of it. So, so I could have easily done it for my house and saved whatever. I don't know. How much are we paying here?
We're going to pay $2,100 a month.
Okay, so how much
and
is
then
that
you got to talk about the studio a little bit. There'll be some embedded advertising.
Right. So $25,000 a year, give or take, right? Before we're done, and some embedded advertising, which to me seems insane. But listen, I'm not getting in the middle of that. Because I look at that and I say, well, I mean, if I'm Red 13 Studios, which is very nice, like, this is a gift from God having this. This podcast, by the way, will be the #1 podcast in America all week. No question. And, like, you can't buy this advertising. If I say Red 13 Studios, what am I missing here? Who negotiated this deal?
I did.
What the fuck? What are you doing?
These are musical people, though. They don't understand Kirk Minihane. None of these people here have ever listened to you on the radio.
But they must know Barstool.
No,
really?
Not really. No, not really.
I don't know.
The proof is going to be in the pudding. You stay #1 all week, they'll get that. They'll get #1 podcast.
Well, they already saw it was #1 after a 2-minute teaser, right? Did you show them that?
Yes.
They didn't care, though.
No, I mean, sports and recreation. I don't know. You got to
sports and recreation is about the biggest one they have.
You got to take down Joe Rogan, though.
Joe Rogan is a monster. Pardon my take, is a monster. Caller Daddy is a caller daddy.
Is Kirk Minihane not a monster?
Sure he is. Of course he is. But I don't know. Anyway. Do we doing the watch now? We get some.
Yeah,
time?
You can do movement watch.
You want to do movement watch right now?
Yes.
You got. By the way, Steve Robinson, snake that he is, I see these emails. Jumped right in and got himself a free.
Got
watch.
right into the graft.
Typical producer.
That's going to be part of it, though.
That's producer 101 right there.
You get the graft.
So what did you get?
I got the classic rose gold with like a a brown leather strap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's smaller. I don't like a watch that's like a dinner plate on your wrist.
No, so here was my issue with it was I am not a watch guy at all. Like I don't wear them. So I was nervous. I saw this. I was honestly way more nervous about this than the Roman one because I'm like, I don't care. Great. People want to have sex. It's real. This idea that people are embarrassed about like fucking, it's so stupid. But watches, I'm like, I get nervous. I get everything in my life is claustrophobia is my #1 fear. Okay. And I always feel like tense but this watch, by the way, is unbelievable. Like, first of all, it's MVMT, right? Our friends at MVMT watches have exactly what you're missing. If you're somebody like me who is not a watch person at all, you do your wrist and you do your wallet, by the way, a favor. Go check out their minimalist designs. That, by the way, Steve, I think is the right word, right? I think it's minimal in a good way. Like I'm with you. Like I think our generation, I'm putting you in our generation and younger, don't want these big, gaudy, like stupid looking watches.
No,
right?
It's like a baby boomer thing. The diver watch has got all kinds of bells and whistles.
Or like the old school like grandpa watch. It's like insane and like like Tony Soprano.
12 dials.
Yeah, like what human being is going to do that? So with MVMT, here's what you do: you pick a style or design that you personally like and would wear in. Oh wait a minute, I'm actually reading. I think we'll have to go back and fix this.
Yeah, that's not the ad copy.
No, I think we'll have to go back and fix this. Let me see. I actually trying to dig up the email I had back and forth. Who's the guy that we dealt with on this?
Stephen Che.
Yeah, it was Stephen because I was actually talking to him about the watch and how much I liked it. I want to actually read from that as opposed to fucking talking like an idiot on this thing. Let me see here.
Well, my whole approach to it was finding a smaller watch that isn't going to be big and bulky. And you know what I was thinking is that what do you do to check the time now? You pull out your phone. You look right at your iPhone to check it out. And what's the most rude thing you can do if you're sitting in a group of people at a party or something having a conversation? Look at your phone. So if you have a little bit of a watch, I mean, that might have been rude back in the day, but I feel like it's a more polite option to check the time, make sure you're not running late.
Yeah, look, all I know is I got this like beautiful, simple but really nice, like black and a little bit of red, right?
Oh, you went for the black and red one.
I went for the black and
this
red
is,
one.
You know, this is good because that was my number 2 pick. It would be
really?
super fucking awkward if we picked the same watch.
Oh, I think it'd be kind of cool. It'd be like the watches for the show. I don't think it's that complicated. It's like it's in the price. By the way, it was. I thought it was going to be like 4 or 5 times what it was. I was like, and you feel like an asshole because they're letting you pick out these watches. I'm like, I don't want to spend like $1,000, you know. But you look at these watches. I'm looking at them like I'm actually going to wear this. It's practical, also looks good, and the price is like this is not complicated to me. And you know, they start at just $95. You're guaranteed to find something you love that's not going to break your bank. This is a startup company. They understand living on a tight budget because they lived on it too. So you can get great watches at a great price. They've sold over 2 million watches. And by the way, I'm telling you this, like I would not have signed off on this. Because one of the beauties of this thing now, as opposed to my job in the past, I could just say, you know what, I'm not doing this. I'm not interested in this. No thanks. It's a pass for me. Here I'm saying, yes, I'm going to do this because I actually like this watch. I'm going to wear it. They've sold over 2 million of them across 160 countries. Their collections are always expanding for you. So here you go, right? Free shipping, free returns. You get 15% off today. You go to mvmt.com/Kirk. mvmt.com/Kirk. You see why MVMT keeps growing. Check out their expanding collection. By the way, sunglasses as well, which I went out and actually bought a pair of the sunglasses out of my own money, Steve. Myself, my own money.
Your own money.
My limited budget. I went and bought a pair of sunglasses from there as well to support them. Do that, please. MVMT.com/Kirk. Minute fans, get to work on that right now and join the movement. All right, what do you want to do here? Go ahead. You pick. I got a couple of options here, okay?
I mean, I think you should probably, now that you've hooked the Barstool listeners, they're well into this, they fucking love you. I think you need to tell them a little bit about why you're doing a podcast now as opposed to the number 1 top-rated show in all of Boston, all of New
I want to do
England.
this rock opera wedding. We can do it
Let's
next.
finish with the rock opera thing, but I think that...
How long have we been doing this? How long have we been going for?
We've run about 45 minutes, but I think you need to tell the story, the saga of Kirk Minihane leaving.
Again? Don't you think people... I see, my thing is I always think now of the people who... Even the people who have heard it a million times probably aren't bored by it, right?
No, I don't think they're bored by it at all. I mean, you're on an international, global platform right now.
Okay, I'll just give you my notes for the specific topics we're going to do today.
All right.
Father's Day, rock opera wedding, OJ, enemies. So you're saying we're doing the enemies segment right now?
I think we should go to enemies.
Okay. All right, fine. So, I was at WEEI, that's a radio station in Boston, starting weekends in like 2009, 2010. You want to do the whole biography here or no? What are we doing? You tell me. What do you want to hear?
No, I think that's
what
good.
Does Steve Robinson want to hear?
You could say, you know,
Steve Robinson,
you forced Dino out, you took over, you staged this kind of slow.
So I'm saying,
are we really going to do that?
Do
by
what?
the way, burp into the microphone.
Yes.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit out all of them.
You are definitely not doing that.
I'm going to edit out every single burp.
Of course not. That's part of what people burp in real life. If you and I were having a couple of beers.
People burp people fart and burp in real life, but they don't want to have that right into their ear.
Put a microphone next to my asshole and I will fart as well when I fart.
People don't want that on their podcast.
Oh no, I've found nobody who enjoys, what are you talking about? My burping has its own fucking parody account. I will burp as much as I want. I will masturbate if I want. I masturbated already today during this podcast. When you talked about your Father's Day, I masturbated at the idea of your dad selling a used car to a woman and having sex with her in the car, which he's done many times.
Well, that's lovely.
About the wedding, fine. But I'm saying you want to talk about the other thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like the enemies point on your checklist there.
So I had, in case you don't know, I had hosted, I did some weekends for a while, and then wound up doing the mornings at WEEI, which is a radio station in Boston. If you're not familiar with it, it's essentially FAN or WIP, I guess. Or, I mean, you know, your basic. Every town in America has got their big city as their big sports radio station. At the time, it was sort of the bedrock sports radio station. Second station came in and blew it away.
Yeah, where the fuck were you? Were you just in the bathroom rubbing one out or taking a dump?
Oh, is this you just jumping back into a live conversation after the fuck up that we had, where the thing got, where you fucked up your job?
I have no idea what
you're the producer
about.
of the show, and all of a sudden the podcast stopped.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's not my responsibility. Yours. You're not going to. Let's do this. Hey, where'd we leave it? Let's get back. Hey, whoa! Like, we're not doing that. That's your old life. That's my old life. That's over. We could say when we fucked up. You fucked up. That's your job. Just apologize. We'll move on.
I'm sorry, Kirk. I fucked up.
I mean, it's not. I'll fuck up. I pronounced get Roman Getroman earlier. Like we are not two bright people. That's okay. I mean, like you don't think this podcast is actually going to work and get released today, do you?
Yeah, I do.
I think we'll be the only two people who ever hear it.
Really?
It's my prediction. Yeah, which is okay. I kind of like.
You're going to disappoint everybody after all the build up for 6/17.
Who's had my back? You know what, Steve? I've had in the past some enemies. You want to talk about some of those enemies?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so
not in that fucking stupid radio.
So
voice,
where do we leave before we fucked up and the pink came up or something? You said, speaking of Get Roman, the all of a sudden this popped up. Where were we? Conversation.
I think we could probably start where you came on like national attention and everybody was pissed off at you.
What a bitch! Seriously, I hate her.
I didn't request this audio.
Bitch.
Well, that's obviously stupid. So I started with. It was then Dennis and Callahan in 2012, is that right? Or 13, I forget. So one of those years I started there. In the morning, the show was getting its dick kicked in by Toucher and Rich, which is another morning show in Boston. Losing like 3 or 4 to 1. And I came in, and at first the same thing happened, but I sort of got a bigger and bigger role, and I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and the show got more popular. And at the All-Star break in 2014, I called Erin Andrews a gutless bitch, which was so stupid. One of those dumb. If I could have any moment in my career over, that would be it. First of all, I don't think Erin Andrews is like any great broadcaster or anything, but there's no reason. It was me trying to be like that guy, which I've tried purposely not since then to be. Totally stupid moment. I was suspended for I think 2 weeks, maybe. That summer, I thought I was gonna get fired. And let's be honestly, if I wasn't the reason the ratings had gone up, I would have been fired. And it would have been hard to me to fight that. By the way, one of the many crazy Minute fans on Twitter tweeted at me and said, "Big Cat." From Pardon My Take. Did you see this?
No.
This fucking guy was calling for me to be fired at the time.
Really? Yeah. I thought Barstool was supposed to be like the edgy, you can say that kind of thing place.
I remember Portnoy came to my defense and said basically that, like, hey, that was kind of dumb, but what are you going to do? Like, barbecue the guy? Like, she did ask, if you go back, what my reaction to it was like somebody threw Derek Jeter a fastball on purpose and told him it was going to be his last game or something at the All-Star game.
Just hanging him one so we could crush a home
run.
Yeah.
And then the guy was kind of getting torched for it on social media, and Erin Andrews like blames social media for it. It's like, well, no, like the guy did that and whatever. I mean, think about how dumb that fucking conversation is anyway. God, I'm going to fucking have a freaking heart attack just thinking about that. Anyway, so that happened. I got through that fire. And as you know in radio, if you have any guts at all, there are going to be moments like that. There are people who are pussies. People I've worked with and with different shows, the station, other radio shows. We'll play. One of the things I want to do is always play boring, not right now, but always play boring sound from sports talk radio every day to let you know what your option is. If you want to turn off this podcast and listen to something really fucking awful, put on any sports talk radio show in the world. And you get two guys. Maybe one's an athlete, maybe one isn't. Maybe one's just got one of those big loud voices, and they're talking about I can't believe if Kevin Durant goes to the Knicks. He's a coward. If you got that bullshit, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck are you so mad about? Anyway, so the show got bigger and bigger and bigger. John Dennis was on the show with me and Jerry Callahan. I pushed John out. He was sick of me. I was sick of him. So Jerry and I started together in 2016, and the show was, Steve can attest to it. He was in Boston. Massive. I mean, it was just.
So what did you do to push John Dennis out? Did you spend your nights coming up with little stratagems to come in the morning?
Not really. I just wanted a bigger role, and I just would not take no for an answer. I was just like, I'm not interested in this conversation. Nope. We're doing this. We're doing that. And I think finally John was like, fuck it. I'm older. I've made enough money. I'm moving on. So Jerry and I kicked ass for a long time. I mean, from when the show started, that first summer, and I don't know if people know radio ratings, we did, I think, a 15 or a 16 share that summer, which is, nuts. I mean, it's just a crazy number. So we made a lot of enemies, specifically me. And it started really with the Boston Globe, who I would go at, and they would go at me. The Globe is a home of sexual harassment. I uncovered Jim O'Sullivan, who was a writer there who sexually harassed women. They tried to protect him. Their obituaries editor, Brian Marquardt, I believe pulled his penis out in South Boston in front of Northeastern students, was it?
Yeah, that happened.
Brian McCrory? McGrory, sorry. Runs a newspaper. Was accused by Hillary Sargent of sexual harassment and was one of these people who put together this list when he was the Metro editor, I think.
I believe they call it a fuckability list.
A fuckability list, thank you, Steve, where they would rate the co-eds, they call not the co-eds, Jesus, the interns, where they would say, which college girl, which 18, 19-year-old girl do we bring in from the summer do we want to fuck the most? Which, I don't know, to me seems a little inappropriate. I could be wrong, but that's the guy who runs the paper. So we called them all out for that stuff. And they fought back. They got ugly. Shirley Leung, is that how you pronounce her last name? Leung?
After all this time, I don't think either of us still know how.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck it up.
I think Shirley Leung, Leung. Leung.
I have her number. Can I call it? Because it'll go right to the message. Are we allowed to do that? Because she pronounces her last name correctly there.
I don't see any reason to.
Okay, fine. So she started going at me with using Erin Andrews and all the greatest hits. So about October 2017, am I telling the story correctly or no?
No, I think you are.
Do you find it engaging?
We're now getting to the Bob Murchison part, right?
We are. I played golf with my brother at Shaker Hills in Harvard, Massachusetts. I don't know if you've played that course or not.
No, I haven't played that course.
Are you a golfer or no?
Not a big golfer,
okay.
no.
Played 9 holes. I shot 38. No big deal. I'm not here to pull my dick out or anything, but I will. I think I made 6 pars and a birdie. But so I'm in the parking lot looking at my emails. Oh no, my text from Jerry Callahan. Phil Zachary, who was then the general manager.
He
of
can
WEI.
text.
Jerry?
Yeah, you figured that out?
He can't really talk to text, but
okay.
He'll text. He texted me last night.
All right.
He texted me a good luck last night.
Is he going to listen to this podcast?
I doubt it. So Phil Zachary and Jerry and I are on a thread, which I hadn't really paid attention to. And Phil's like, hey, we just got this email from this concerned listener. Seems like it may be an issue. Do you guys remember this?
It feels like one of your old bosses, right? He was a bigwig at Intercom.
Yeah, if you're paying attention, I just said he was the general manager 30 seconds ago while you're looking at some fucking thing that you're going to fuck. Pay attention, would you please? Okay, you're not with Howie anymore. You know, I am. You got to listen to me here. 50% off, by the way, my Father's Day party next year. If that's okay. You get my book too. It's a great deal down in Mar-a-Lago. So anyway, Steve gets uncomfortable. So I look at there's an audio link to Jerry and I with Gary Tangway, who's another Boston personality, friend of mine. We were talking about a story where I think it was a 4 or 5-year-old was transitioning, and the parents were very comfortable with it and were also open to the idea of surgery at that point. Now, I don't care who you look, and I think one thing that people who listen to follow me know, I really don't give a shit if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're both, if you have your penis cut off, if you have your whatever, do it. If anything makes you, God, I know with mental health, if it makes you feel better, do it. I don't care. I have kids. I have a 7-year-old. If Harry said, you know what, I want to be Harriet and I want to have my penis removed and turned into a vagina, that's just not going to happen. And if a parent allows that at that age, that to me is insanity. Am I wrong about that?
No, I think it's a form of child abuse, right?
Well, I think it's like any other kid. Like, when I was 6 or 7, I thought I was going to play for the friggin' Red Sox or be, in Bruce Springsteen's band. These things are not going to happen, I don't think. So they played that sound. I think they talked about the show with Jeffrey Tambor. What the hell's the name of it? Transparent?
Yes, on Amazon.
And Jerry had said, by the way, Tambor wound up getting kicked off that show for sexually harassing women in this crazy world we live in.
Me too.
So Jerry had said, he thought the guy, he was an ugly-looking woman, which I think he was.
And he was an ugly-looking man as well. Ugly-looking men don't make good-looking women.
It's just the way, and I don't think on the show they were purporting anything different. And I said, what I said was, if I masturbated to Jeffrey Tambor as a woman, does that am I attracted to transgender people, or am I gay? Like it was again, like things that guys would talk about, no big deal. Murchison has a son who was, I want to get this right, I think born female, now male. I want to say Gabe Murchison, I think is his name, and is an activist as well. Good. As I said to Murchison, I'll get to that as well. Like good, good luck. No issue. Great. I mean, if it makes him, awesome. Have a happy life. That makes you happier. I'm happy for you. Murchison flips out and is a activist like you've never seen in your life. I have no doubt. I'm sure you don't either, Steve. I'm sure it's one of the things you thought about. One of the questions I got asked all the time is, you think Murchison will be contacting Barstool? And of course they will. I mean, of course he will. It's what he does. Hopefully he'll work for a place that's going to tell him to go fuck himself. I think that's going to happen because he doesn't really care about transgendered people at all. He just likes to do this. This is a guy who has a professional life of suing people, being in lawsuits. We can go through the history. We'll have the Twitter account for the show. Retweet John Featherston as well. He likes to ruin people's lives. He likes to go after the town of Ashland. He likes to go over neighbors, over real estate. Just a bad human being. And he didn't stop. And the scary thing is the management in my company, old company Intercom, allowed this to happen. And it never stopped ever, ever, ever. And by the way, we'll get to the other thing in a second. So after a couple of weeks, Phil Zachary says, to Jerry and I, do you want to meet with Bob Murchison? Would like to meet with you guys. And we said, sure. Okay. So it was me, Bob Murchison, Phil Zachary, Alex Reamer, who worked at the station, was there for some reason. And maybe our program director, Joe Zarbano, I think. And we talked for 90 minutes, and I sat there. And the minute you walked in with the guy, you're like, this guy is not interested in making a deal. He just is one of these guys who likes to be an asshole. He's a professional asshole. And after 90 minutes, we've essentially said to him, like, what would you like to have happen? What would you like? What would you like us to do? And he said, I have no idea. And at that point, I said, well, we're done. Like, I don't want to fight with you, but we're done.
Do you think he thinks he's being a good father and overcompensating for the difficult relationship he has with his kid?
Absolutely not. No, because you look at his history in his life. This is what he does. He likes to do shit like this. So and he's good at it. I mean, he's great. I'd love to have him as part of our show. Like he's inventive. He knows how to do things. I'd like to have him be a whack-packer on the show. I don't know if Bob's interested in coming into the studio or not.
I don't think you're going to get him in studio.
He's going to ride the Sibian for us?
No.
Okay. Well, fine. It's going to be William Benditson then. He contacted people and advertisers started fleeing. And I think Turtle Boy, who's a writer in Boston, did a good job. I'm sure you saw that story. Where what Bob would do is he would contact national advertisers because the local people mostly were like, we like these guys. We know they're good guys. Piss off. Mostly. The national ones were like, let's just pick Quaker Oats or whatever. Pepsi. They're like, we don't know who these guys are. Just get this away from us.
Exactly. I mean, they want to be on the front end of any kind of social justice,
right?
Especially with the Me Too thing.
Yeah, they're like, fuck it. Let's go advertise with Kiss 108 or somewhat like, put the money somewhere else. So he kept doing it, and I wouldn't back down. And the station was pathetic about it. The company was pathetic about it.
But what would backing down have looked like? Like, how would you have even backed down? I mean, you just kept doing a good show. It's not like you...
Well, the show. I disagree. The show was definitely affected. We were affected.
But it's not like you kept, like, raging about the trans issue. You just kept doing the show.
Well, quite the opposite. Now, I'm not throwing Jerry under the bus at all. I talked to Jerry for about an hour yesterday. And because we kind of had it out. Maybe we'll talk about that later in the week. We finally had our big fight. But we talked about Murchison a little bit. And the reality is Murchison was angry at Jerry at first because Jerry is a right winger, and I don't think he was mad at even Jerry's policy on transgender. He's mad at Jerry because Jerry's a right winger. And as I said to Jerry yesterday, I'm like, I'll have your back forever with this asshole. Like, this is insane. But then it kind of shifted more toward me because I was more aggressive about it. And it did affect the way the station, like, we were going to have Brandy Love on, the pornographic film actress, my favorite Brandy Love.
Can we get her on this podcast?
Yes, I've been messaging with her. She's going to be part of the show.
What kind of messages?
You'd like her, by the way.
Is she a pro? Is she professional?
Yeah, nothing sex. No, she's...
You haven't been sending her any pictures, have you?
I don't think she'd be that impressed.
Send her the stack of Get Roman wipes next to the bed. But hey, baby, I'm ready for you.
You'd like her, though. She's right winger. She's crazy.
Nice.
But we're going to have her on and have some fun. And like the station was like, no, we can't do that because of Murchison. Or, you know what, the show would end, and Joe Zarbano, that dickless, stoogeless fuckwad, would come in, the program director, and be like, I don't know, like, Murchison's going to probably contact Toyota because you guys talked about Trump today, or Kirk, you said you masturbated. I'm sitting there thinking, this guy who, like, just wants to fuck with us is succeeding. And essentially, what happened was it got bigger and bigger, and he got in a relationship with the Boston Globe, Shirley Long. And the two of them combined, and Shirley told me this on the phone, they combined to try and bring me, not the show, I think you would agree, Steve, it became an attack toward me.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, bring me down, which, and again, I look at it and I say, I'm as socially liberal as you two fucking idiots. Like, what are we doing here? What do you, and by the way, let's just say that me, Kirk Minihane, this is not the case. Let's say I think transgendered is, like, evil. Let's just say I think it's, like, wrong, and what's, like, the most extreme right-wing take on transgender? What would, like, the guy who owns Chick-fil-A say about it?
Well, I mean, I don't know what the guy about Chick-fil-A. The people that we talked with last week who organized the Straight Pride Parade,
let's say these two guys.
I think they called it like sexual deviance or an abomination.
Let's just say I think that, right? Let's just say which I don't. Let's say I think that. Why would I don't understand? That's what I never understand. Who gives a shit? Like, all right, great, go listen to another station. Like, I don't even understand. That part I never understood. Nobody articulated that to me. Anyway, so Shirley and I went back and forth, and she wrote some hit pieces about me. And I started going after the Globe because, as I said, you can say what you want about me. I've never sexually harassed a fucking intern. I have never pulled my dick out in front of a college student at Northeastern. I have never done what these people at the Globe have done, which is, and also, by the way, lie and make shit up. And have this liberal agenda that blinds them all the way from the top. And I wound up getting suspended, of course, because I went on a rant against the Red Sox. Ownership, say people on the Globe, you want to go to enemies, Linda Pizzuti, John Henry. I called them pandering vomits. They asked me to apologize. I didn't. I got suspended. I want to apologize right now for calling them pandering vomits. They are fucking pandering vomits. topped from the top of John Henry's head to the bottom of his feet. Now,
that was heartfelt. I think one of your specialties is apologies. I think you do apologies very well.
Now, I will say this, like, I'll tell you who doesn't need Romans is John Henry. Like, he and Linda, like, that is true love. Like, that is fucking, like, they are into it. She wants the lights on, eyes open all night long from 7. Maybe they do need it for longer lasting because she probably can't get enough of John Henry. Like, look at him. Look at her. Like, I think when they met, like, they just randomly ran into each other, like, on the street. And she was like, holy shit, I gotta fucking, can I drag you, like, into the like, what's the alleyway right now and just fuck? Like, you drive me absolutely fucking crazy.
He strikes me as a guy who's got so much vitality, though. If he finishes in 30 seconds, it's not a problem because he's
back
up
again.
and going 4 minutes later.
And she was like, wait a minute, like, you're a billionaire? Like, I don't even give a shit about that. Like, give all your money away. I just want to fuck you. Like, I don't even care about that. Like, that's the kind of love they have. It's one of those great relationships of all time.
It's what we're all looking for, really.
So the Red Sox, by the way, of course, weigh in, and they're like, oh, we hate the content of the show, and they comment on this idiot Dig Boston story that this loser wrote, another lunatic. And so now we're at the point where I'm now fighting with everybody. You talk about enemies. I am fighting out at this point with John Henry and Linda Pizzuti, who own the Boston Globe and the Red Sox. You'd agree, the most powerful people probably in Boston. Like,
yeah, I would agree, yeah.
Marty Walsh, that idiot mayor of Boston, who, if you gave him the Roman wipes, would, fucking stick it in his nose probably, or put it and try to eat it. That's probably what
it'd be like a wet nap.
Yeah, he would fucking
wiping around his chin.
Yeah, right. And then he would be like, oh, this one of them edible wipes, and they try and fucking eat it because he's so dumb. Charlie Baker, another pandering puke, who's not a Republican at all, this liberal from Massachusetts governor, an enemy. Now the enemies are all over the place. All the writers at the Globe, everybody. And I know I can get conspiratorial. And now my own station, by the way. Management there. Everyone's trying to bring me down. So finally, after, by the way, parentheses, last summer I went to a mental institution because I was thinking about committing suicide, end parentheses. I come back to work after taking a mental health leave, Steve, last September? Or no, I took it in last September. Is this rant making sense, by the way?
No, it is.
Okay.
It is.
I take a leave last September. I come back. I want to come back. So they say when you leave, because I another enemy, by the way. Can I say this at Barstool that Tom Brady and I don't get along? Is that okay? Like,
anyone who's listened to your interviews would know. You don't.
Well, but everybody's listening to the interviews.
But the thing is, you don't cup the balls. That's what most people do when they interview.
Are we good? I don't want this thing to pause on this again. Do your job, for Christ's sakes, would you? Oh, I see pink. We're good?
We're good.
Okay. So Brady and I would go back and forth. Do I want to get in the Brady thing now? Quickly, I'll just say this. When I started interviewing Brady, it annoyed me that everybody sucked his dick. It just annoyed me. And I thought Brady was in on the joke, and I thought we were semi-contemporaries in terms of age. Like, he would sort of like to have a younger guy who would kind of ask him some things but be a wise ass. He was not interested in that. He just, a very nice guy. All my interactions with him, very nice guy. Obviously, I'd say he's one of the 30 best quarterbacks in NFL history. But he just wasn't. He was like, I want to come on here, asked football questions, and leave.
He doesn't need tough questions though. Like,
why does he need tough absolutely
questions?
Not.
Yeah.
But my point is, he's here, so we talk. I hated the fact that we would talk about Brady issues with like Trump and all this other stuff, and then not talk. Do we need to take a break? Or are we good? Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
And not talk to Brady about these things. Like, we'd do a segment about Brady and Trump, and then Brady would come on. I felt it was disingenuous to him not to ask him about that stuff. It seemed like bullshit to me. It seemed like being a pussy. Kirk Minihane ain't no pussy. So I had battles with him, whatever. He's another guy. And now they're like, oh, we're going to lose Brady. Everything's swirling around me at this point.
You kind of became like a voodoo doll for everyone to direct their hate on.
By the way, the ratings are massive at this point still.
Yeah, but I mean...
Number one, I came in, the show was number 7, the old show. We got to number 1. By the way, I've left. The show is like 6th or 7th right now. Total coincidence, as I said to Jerry yesterday, I'm sure. But, so all this is going on. You're right. There's like a voodoo doll effect. I take this break after my parents had died and after all that shit. I had depression in the past. We'll certainly talk about that more. I've been institutionalized several times. I went back in last summer, came back, had a fight with Brady on the air. Felt I didn't handle it great. Went in and told the program director I need to take a break. Like, I'm the stress of this show and you fucking assholes, you pussies around me on my back. I'm not talking about Jerry and Pete, my producers. I'm talking about people around the station. I just said, I'm done. I'm taking a break. And they said, okay, I think that makes sense. I came back. And by the way, in that meeting, Joe Zarbano said, he did say, if you had killed yourself, our relationship with Brady would probably be better. He did say that. It's okay. No problem. I'm not sensitive. I'm not deplatforming. So I come back. I have a doc. They say, get a note from your doctor. Say you're ready to go. I did during the Red Sox playoffs. And they say, you know what? Maybe you should wait till the World Series is over. So I'm thinking, you fucking people. I take a mental health leave. And because I root against the Red Sox, I want a team from another city to touch a plate more times than the Red Sox. You people don't want me on your station. You fucking vomits. So that's what happened. And essentially, Steve, I think I was never on again.
No, I don't think you were.
Yeah.
They got you a much better deal though, because they were going to put you on radio.com. It was actually going to be better for you in the long run, right?
Yes, it was. So radio.com is promised to me
huge, exciting new platform.
So they promised me, hey, you're going to have more freedom. You don't have to talk about sports. You can talk about what you want to talk about. We don't want to lose you, because I wanted to get out of my contract and come here. I talked to Dave, and they said, well, we're not going to do that. We want you to go to radio.com. You're going to do a podcast from there. We're going to start at the beginning of the year. And here we go. You can talk. You want to talk about whatever, like we've done for the last hour and a half, you can do that. So I thought, well, I don't really trust you. I don't really believe you, but what are my options? So I took it, and it was an epic fucking disaster from beginning to end. They never had any intention of putting me on the air. They were lying to me. I think they would have, and maybe I should have done this, would have just let me sit out till 2021 and pay me.
Absolutely. In retrospect, I think that's what their plan was. They just wanted you in kind of in timeout in a corner with no one paying attention to you, so you weren't going to be a problem.
Even without the bonuses, $750,000 a year.
That's what I would have done.
To sit on, you would have sat on your ass?
Yeah, I would have just been like, nope, not going to do anything. Maybe I'll do like a 15-minute podcast.
Which I did a little bit, which annoyed me.
I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to hang out with my family. I'm just going to take in that money, baby.
Maybe I should have done that. I didn't do that. I chose to come here, but that was after a disaster. Now, I remember I was talking to a gentleman by the name of Mike D., very talented program guy at radio.com.
A genius, some are saying.
I'd say a genius. Very hands-on.
Very handsome.
Is he handsome, you think?
Oh, yeah, very handsome.
He's a handsome guy.
He's got a lot of charisma.
And I remember talking to him. He's in the middle, sort of took over radio.com and said to me, after talking to you, by the way, about the producer's job, after we had a producer who lasted for a day, who's, by the way, could be, if only my world will now be part of this world as well, somebody who will tell his story later on, this fucking dummy Cullinane. Mike D said to me, I talked to Steve Robinson today. I remember I was driving in the car. And I said, what'd you think? He's great, right? Smart guy. Yeah, he's smart. He said, I'm just concerned he's a political guy. He said, your show's not going to be 100% sports, but not going to be 0% sports, right? It's going to be like 50%. And I could feel the hairs on my back standing up. Look, if you like sports, there are plenty of places to go listen to sports. In Barstool, you go listen to them. Radio, whatever you want. Millions of podcasts. This is not going to be the place necessarily for that. If there's a big sports story that ties in the culture, we'll do it. Like for me, OJ's in a weird way is a sports story.
Yeah, no,
right?
We talked about sports today. We
talked
about
Heisman Trophy running back. So I thought, well, that's not going to work for me. And it got weirder and weirder. So I went to a Barnes & Noble one day and essentially lit my intercom career on fire purposely and waited for it to burn down, and it did. And we were done, and I don't care now about what Bob Murchison says or doesn't say, and I don't care if he's contacting advertisers, and I don't care if the Globe writes some op-ed, and I don't care if nobody's going to come in here after the show and say, you can't say this, or you can't say that. That is just not going to happen.
Actually, Dave did text me. He said he wants to just hear the audio before we post it.
Well, that's fair. So. That's fair. But no, but that life is over, and I have sympathy for the people at the old place who, not the ones, like the place I used to work, there are guys there who are total pussies. Like, there's a guy, Dale Arnold, who's just the biggest pussy you've ever seen in your life. He doesn't care. But a guy like Jerry Callahan, who I worked with, and I do love, we've had our issues, we fought yesterday again, but I love him. He wants to do a different kind of show, but he can't. He's handcuffed right now. And I actually feel bad. I do actually feel bad for him. I do. Because he's got a deal still. Murchison, by the way, as I told these idiots, I was like, Murchison, when I leave, Murchison's not going anywhere. Like, he just got the biggest kill of all. Now he's going to move on to try and get my partner, which, by the way, he's still doing.
Absolutely.
Do
you think Jerry will come on? Can they? Can any of the
EI
people come on?
I mean, I would love to have him. I talked to him yesterday. His thing is he's mad at me. I don't want to get too into, because I just feel like it's a longer story. He's mad at me because he feels like I've sold him out. I've said he's backstabbed me.
You did let loose the trolls, the Minifans. You turned the Minifans on him.
Well, he didn't seem to have an issue with it when, 2 years ago, when the Minifans were killing Kevin Cullen. And he they had his back. His issue now is they've turned on him. He hates that, and I get it. Whatever. But it's fine. We'll be fine. But that's kind of where we're at. Did I miss anything in the whole story? Any questions you have?
No, I think that gets people up to speed. You have been persecuted. You've been drummed out of corporate
like Jesus
America,
himself.
And now you are at Barstool Politics. You're like resurrected. You've been
Barstool Politics?
Sorry, Barstool Sports.
Am I the first guest on Barstool Politics?
You might be the first host on Barstool Politics.
So, I just feel like I have no desire whatsoever to go back to that life. Just can you give me an example of like what sports talk radio sounds like right now if you flip on? Just give me something. By the way, before you do that, do we have the capability eventually just to put on like EEI while we're doing the show?
We will. Yeah, we will. We could.
Okay. Go ahead. Just give me an example.
Do you want a little bit of big time basketball?
Perfect. 1 second. So the thing they pitched me was, I was going to be part of the radio.com network, a sports network, which included big time baseball. These are the names of the show. These are the minds I'm dealing with. Big time baseball, big time basketball.
I can't even
I'm sitting there like,
say that without
I'm sitting
laughing.
there like, listen to what we've done for the last hour and a half.
Were you going to be big time sports talk?
I don't know. What was I going to be like? Big time. I sat there and I thought, first of all, why do you have to have a lineup on an app anyway? What are you doing? And I thought, literally, I was like, is this really the name of your show? It's like, it's a classic. You have an athlete on, you have a big yakking host, and they do the most boring fucking talk you've ever heard. Like, if you went on the street and listened to any two people talking about anything, it would be better than this.
All right,
which one's this?
Here's the introduction to big time basketball.
Oh, you know what, Steve? I'm actually excited. Is this exactly what I think it's going to be? Yeah, the answer is yes already.
Scal and Steiny on Big Time Basketball. Analysis, stories, guests, and just talking hoops.
Pause
just talking hoops.
Just a couple of guys bullshitting. Where they're at the bar, they've had a couple of suds, and they don't even know the microphone's on. They're going to talk about hoops, analysis, and just playing good old-fashioned basketball talk. Do you think the 1-3-1 or the 2-3 is better against the Raptors? Who knows? It looks like LeBron has pulled his dick out again, Scal, and made a big trade for Anthony Davis. I can't believe that Brow is going west. Let me hear a little more.
All right, here's a little bit of Scalabrini's analysis.
Where are we going to put our emphasis on the defensive end? We can't overreact to one thing.
What human being is going to listen to that ever voluntarily?
They've done like 17 episodes already.
Do you know that, honestly, if that existed 40 years ago, you know who would know that? John McCain. Because they'd fucking play it to the poor guy all day when he was in Hanoi. Listen, is that the most fucking torturous sound you ever heard? And by the way, I'm not like this idiot president. John McCain's a fucking hero. You got to admit, that's the dumbest fucking thing Trump has ever said. No?
No, I admit. It's
fucking
stupid. I thought it was going to kill him, but when he said it during the campaign,
it doesn't
he's like doubling down. I wouldn't be surprised if today he goes out and tweets like, "Oh, by the way, like John McCain's not a war hero." It's a weird thing.
Odds that Trump tweets out something like supporting OJ, like his handle or something.
Ooh, geez,
1%.
I would say maybe
4%?
like 51%. But the thing is, if OJ comes out and says, "Make America great again."
Yeah, so
Donald Trump is the best president that I've ever seen.
He'd retweet it for
Absolutely.
sure.
That's as simple as it is. If you say good things about him, he likes you.
Let me hear more of this, please. This is making my morning, actually. We should have done this sooner.
But I'm sure they'll make some small adjustments as far as trying to slow down the Toronto Raptors.
So pause it real quick. I do like basketball. I grew up playing it. I like watching it. How boring is that sentence right there? Like, who is that? Who is that appealing to? What do we know the numbers of people that are listening to that? So my podcast is obviously number one in sports. Has that ever been in? That's never been.
I couldn't scroll down far enough to see it on the charts, to be honest.
Can I hear the open one more time? That makes me feel great. I want that to. Can that be our open?
No,
it can't.
No.
I love it though. I would love that. Let me hear it one more time.
It's time for Scal and Steiny on Big Time Basketball.
Oh, hold on, real quick. Hold on. When they say big time basketball, am I hearing a basketball bouncing with each thing? Let me hear that one more time.
It's time for Scal and Steiny on Big Time Basketball.
I think that is a basketball.
I love these people.
All right, we get one more cut of good analysis by the host of Big Time Basketball.
Is this Steiny or Scal?
I think this is Steiny.
Ooh, let me hear that.
I'm shocked that they didn't make some slight adjustments that really placate to their advantages.
Well, one thing I think they got to be concerned with is Iguodala was laboring a little bit at the end of the game, and
they sound so bored, Steve. You even hear how bored they sound? That's the thing that's always amazing to me. Oh, sorry, I don't want to get away with Steiny's analysis, but even when I hear your typical boring, which is what we tried not to be, your typical boring sports talk or anything. Even Rush, when I listen to Rush now, because he does the same thing every day, it's no different, really. They all sound so bored. Listen how bored those guys sound. Don't you think, Steiny and Scal, if you got them and you said to them, like, okay, you're not in the air anymore, and the two of them just talk, do you think there's anything more there?
No.
But you only talk about like what people talk about?
Wouldn't you be bored if your mandate was say, hey, I want you to deep dive analysis into the Raptors' defense?
Yeah, but I think they have to do that. But like Brian Scalabrine played in the NBA. Like these guys will just. One thing I learned about being in radio is if you played in the NBA, management is going to suck you off all day. They'll take the whole thing.
Or the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you're an athlete anywhere, so they could talk about whatever they want to talk about. Like if I'm Scalabrine or Stat, I'd be like, hey. Like, what'd you do last night? Like, what's going on? Anything good? Like, how was your... Just talk about... You see any good movies lately? You read a book?
Like something real.
Yeah, just something that people talk... Nobody ever says to anybody on the street, hey, I think they need to make some adjustments defensively. Or what was the last one Scalabrine said? What was the word he used?
I'd be shocked if they didn't make some slight adjustments that really placate to their advantage.
Do you think they're going to make any adjustments? They're talking about slight adjustments in the basketball game? Holy shit, that's awful. But here's the other thing what I find fascinating about talk radio, and I think I'll finish it on this, so there's a weekend show at the old station I was at called Mustard and Johnson. It's the worst show you've ever heard in your fucking life. Did you listen to any of it this weekend or no?
No, Mustard and Johnson. I listened to a little bit of the play-by-play. These are the guys that are doing Sox play-by-play, right?
No, Mustard and Johnson are like a weekend team.
Oh, okay.
They do weekend morning show. The week before, Larry Johnson, who's a super religious guy, wound up mistakenly tweeting out a video of porn. Did you see this or not?
I did.
Okay.
I did see this.
And it wasn't like light lesbian petting. This was like a girl like on her knees, like asking to get like. It was some weird fuck request. Yeah, it was
rough.
like super rough. Like it was like
it was raunchy stuff.
Yeah, it was like Dave and Flo kind of stuff, right? I mean, let's not
come on. This is already way too fucked up. Have you like specifically remembered the name of my stepmom so that you could come back later and make that fucked up joke?
I couldn't remember who Laurel's husband was, so I was actually for a second vamping.
So, have you ever accidentally tweeted out anything?
No.
Have you ever tweeted out porn? Like, how does it happen? Well, and why does Pornhub allow you to just click one thing and tweet it out?
So here's the thing. So my Mike Manansky, another guy at the old station, a friend of mine, took my job actually, told me how it works is if you do it on your laptop, he said, there's a thing on, I think it is Pornhub, right? That's what it was. Has a thing at the bottom where you can share it, which seems to me...
That's a shitty thing for Pornhub to do.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, though. But, like, who's going to do that? Be like, hey, like, my friends and I all watch pornography. Every guy I know who has equipment masturbates. We all understand that. It's sort of that thing we know about. But I would never to my friend be like, other than, like, as a joke, like, once in a while you'll send some hideous picture just like as a joke, Yeah, I wouldn't say, hey, this is a great scene I masturbated and ejaculated to. Maybe you do the same. Let me share this with you. That is not how it works. I like to go on my, like, I'm like Magellan or Da Gama. Like, I like to find my own.
You're off, like, exploring.
I'm a porn explorer. I could take forever, by the way. I'll spend an hour or two looking for the right scene. I'm a perfectionist, pornfectionist. But, like, I would never send, hey, boy, great Brandy Love lesbian scene. You know what would be great if you jerked off to it too. Tell me about it. Like, that's not how it works. You're right. It's kind of a dick move by Pornhub.
While we're talking about Pornhub, there's a question I've actually been wanting to have for you because we're trying to, like, get an Instagram page, Twitter page, take care of some of our, like, digital branding.
Let me finish this Larry Johnson story after this, but I just don't want to forget.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, but I mean, I know it might be like some kind of avant-garde thing, but KirkMinihane.com, we've got to figure out, we got to do something with that. Like, I don't like the direction that you've taken it in.
What's
KirkMinihane.com?
What the hell is
your website? You haven't?
No, I think people have to go to it and check it out.
Oh yeah, no, you need to fix that. Like,
okay.
I don't. It might be some kind of like statement piece that you're trying to make.
What is it? Where do you go when you go there?
It's a Pornhub link.
Really?
Yeah, you really haven't seen this?
No, is that really true or no?
Your web domain. Go to it right now.
I thought you were doing some bit.
I thought this was actually a website that you set up. Go to KirkMinihane.com.
Steve, do you think I would set up a website?
I don't know. You might have people. You might have people around you that you could pay to do this kind of thing.
Let me see.
You really haven't seen this. You've never checked your own domain.
I'm doing it as we speak. Oh my God! Please don't tell me.
I did not do this. No. I bought some of your other domains just because I was trying to get those properties for us.
Who do you think did that? It's also a specific.
It's like a very specific kind of porn.
It's a transgendered world.
Yes. If you go to KirkMinihane.com, you can see some raunchy transgender
porn. There are women, I suppose, who are transgender who have very nice fake bosoms and penises.
Someone did this just to fuck with you.
I wonder who that would be. That seems strange.
I mean, who would buy a domain like that and then redirect it towards something like poignant and meaningful?
But it may have been discussed earlier. But hey, listen. Give it a follow. Go check it out. If that's what you like, go with. I have no. If that's what you need to get off, go get off on it. I don't care.
I really didn't. I'm really surprised that you didn't know that was.
What do you think? You think I purposely would set that up myself? What
No.
benefit would that be?
Obviously, someone who doesn't like you says, "Oh, well, Kirk's anti-trans, so let's make his website go to some trans porn."
Who goes to people's? I know you work with somebody who does that, but not a lot of people who have like their own website names, right? Like, what am I going to do with that?
I mean, you try and buy some.
I'm not doing
appearances.
appearances. I could tell you that. I'm not doing appearances. I'm not doing show. That's not going to happen. This is not going to happen.
We're not going to have like a VIP experience where Minifans can pay like $1,000 to come in here and like hold your balls during the podcast.
They would do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we'll do that. So
cash in advance.
Larry Johnson does this, which I think is kind of interesting. I get a bunch of tweets about it. Super religious guy tweets out a porn scene. I wish I could find it because he deleted it. And then the next week he goes on the radio, and they don't talk about it once. That's so weird to me. Like, why wouldn't you just say, "Hey, I'm a fucking guy"? Like, it's not illegal.
But the other thing is, he also blamed you for it.
So the next day that's right. He blames me because one of my parody accounts tweeted like a joke about
like
it.
Like a screen grab. No,
yeah.
Took a screen grab.
It wasn't
of it
me. It was a parody account.
Exactly.
I don't know. People are delusional. But I thought that to me, like, so if in my world, if you did that or I did that, the next day on the show, we're going to talk about
That's the opening, yes.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's interesting. And by the way, it's like a stigma that doesn't need to be a stigma. So you jerked off. Great. Good for you. Like, that's what gets you off. Clearly it's the woman is an actress. I think it wasn't real. So good for you.
I hope she was an actress.
That was rough. Like, that is a weird, again, everyone's got their thing. That's a weird
There's
world.
like some recovery time after that.
Yeah.
She's going to be like sitting on some
Yes.
peas or something.
Jesus. Anything else? What do we got?
You want to talk about this rock wedding? You've had a huge hard
on
for
this
story all
Let's
weekend.
do it tomorrow.
You want to save
because
it for tomorrow?
Because I feel like now we've built it up and we haven't. I don't know, how long have we been going for?
We've been going for like I think hour 45, breaking the
Have
middle.
we really?
Yeah. No, it's almost 8:52. We started around 8:20.
No, it's what? It's almost 8:52.
Sorry, we started around 7:20.
Let's do this way. I think maybe now we can do this tomorrow. But here's my concern with this. It's called a rock opera wedding in Tuscany. It's from New Yorker or something. Where did we find
I think
this?
it was from The Cut.
Okay, so my concern is this is not a parody, right?
This is not. I mean, I think The Cut is a legitimate.
So do I. But when you read this,
it reads like a fucking parody.
Yeah, I was like
ridiculous.
Both these people. First of all, this woman's a nightmare. We'll get into it tomorrow.
They both are.
This guy is totally dickless. I mean, like no pride at all. We'll do it. I actually want to do this tomorrow. There's gonna be other shit as well.
The most obnoxious people organizing a wedding you could ever imagine.
What else you got? You got anything else?
No, I mean, we got a little bit of stuff to record to wrap up. I want to do some promos, maybe a little bit, tell people how they can find you.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be good. You're going to be reaching out to help people connect with the Kirk Minihane.
I mean, do you realize everybody, I know you're very into Facebook. Everybody on Facebook doesn't know how to use their app on the phone. It's all old people.
Yeah, but eventually you'll be just like streaming the show to Facebook. Like Facebook, there's like 2 billion
Barstool
people.
wants that to happen?
There's like 2 billion people on Facebook.
I know, but they're all old.
Do old people buy those little get Roman wipes?
I don't think
you think old people don't have problems in the bedroom?
But I don't think they're going to listen to the show.
I think they will. I think everybody will listen to the show.
How does Barstool feel about us doing that?
I think the more ways to listen to the show, the more monetization that can happen, the happier Barstool will be.
I can't believe we did a whole Pornhub thing. I didn't go through my famous thing where I read different categories from Tube Galore. We're going to do that this week. Now we can just do it. Like in the past, there were certain ones I couldn't read on the air. Now we can read them all.
What are the ones that you couldn't read on the air if you're doing a porn segment?
Let me see. TubeGalore.com. Let me see here. I'm always worried my phone's going to... TubeGalore.com. We got anything else this week?
You're always worried that your phone's just going to start playing sex noises? Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
You got anything to promote this week or no? What do we got? Anything coming up or no?
There might be some stuff after the podcast ends, getting out in the street, mixing things up a little. There's a lot of
weird stories.
There's a lot of weird stories out there. There's some stuff
we didn't get to the one. I actually purposely didn't get to one because I feel like we should probably put the pause on that one for now.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, I think we should give it a week or two. Considering I think
this is like nicer. This is a nicer Kirk Minihane than I was.
I just think it's not worth the guy's fucking house burned down this weekend.
Yeah, and so you don't want to attack him because his house burned down. I have a childhood friend whose house burned down, and we still tease him about it.
The day after you did?
No, not the day after.
That's what I'm saying. So give it a couple of days. But I actually, honestly, find the other one more interesting. Truthfully, the one in the North Shore in Massachusetts, I find that more interesting because it's, of course, no one's going to report that.
No,
because it's obviously
the Salem News.
They actually did a pretty good job.
Did a pretty good job. That Julie, Julie Magnitsky or something.
Yeah,
she's good
because the story's obviously clearly
total bullshit.
Good, we'll do that.
But they're not. That restaurant isn't the only. They're not the only people exploiting.
Steve, I think what's going on in society right now is really important. But I want to read these tube galore categories.
All right, let's get to
really shut up for a second.
All right, talk about porn.
So you do it alphabetically. You ever go to tube galore or no?
No, tube galore is not one I'm familiar with.
So it starts like the first thing you do it alphabetically. But of course, they start with the ones that are numbers. Like the first one is 10-inch cock. Then 18-year-old, which again, like I'm not going to tell you what to do and not to do. Stay the fuck away from that. Like,
I think you've kind of like grown out of that.
Who,
right?
me?
Yeah.
Even if I was like 30, that's just.
I think maybe like you're 20.
No,
like after
I was
20s,
always in the older way anyway.
Oh, milfing. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
18-year-old Asian, 18-year-old German, then 3D, foursome, and then this one again. Whatever you need to ejaculate, go with God. But if you're looking at 9 months pregnant videos on tube galore. You are fucked up.
Ooh, 9 months.
I mean, look at these 9 months. Like this doctor, so he sends you the Dr. Tuber. 9 months pregnant monster dildo fucking amateur is this. Like, what human being? And I guess there are people. What's weirder is somebody was like, you know what? There's clearly an appetite for this, so I'm going to make this video and title it that.
And it's probably got like what, 1 million views?
I didn't look. Let me see.
I just imagine that kind of the logistics of that. You're taking a brain cell off the kid with every thrust.
It's like, that's the other thing. Like, so one day that kid's gonna be like 24, and his mom's gonna be like, "Guess what? You were kind of in a movie once." And it's gonna be, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I was as a kid." She's like, "No,
co-star."
Like a week before, you can actually see the crown a little bit a couple of times when we go up and down. Like, it's so fun. Like, but that fascinates me. People are really fucked up, but that's okay. It's all right. I mean, if that's what. But it's weird to me. There's a guy who's like working today. He's like, oh man, when I get home, it's gonna be great. Like I'm gonna have my dinner. I'm gonna lie down. And I'm gonna jerk off to that 9 month pregnant woman who's using a dildo. Like that's gonna be the thing. That I'm gonna shower and I'm gonna watch friggin' CSI New York. People are just weird.
But for the actress, that's a really narrow window for you to catch too, because you
just gotta get pregnant again.
There's like 1 month where you can do a bunch of shoots, so it's like must be a nightmare trying to schedule the camera time.
You get pregnant
the
again.
Time.
It never ends. So anyway, I'll go through that. I will go through those categories again at some point. So we're back tomorrow at 11. Do we do this now at the end of one of these? How does it work? Do we say we're back tomorrow?
No, we're back tomorrow at 7. We've got a little bit of, I think you're going to like the imaging that I came up with for the end. It's a little bit of Dan Kennedy.
Are you concerned, by the way, before we wrap up, the Twitter feed is at Kirk Min Show. Are you concerned about your collaborators within that? Has that been an issue yet or no? Do we need to...
No, I don't think so. I think everyone's been great.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, okay. I think everyone's been great. I think that, the Minifans are wonderful. Why? Are you concerned?
No. I'm saying MHB and Blind Mike.
Yeah, no, I like them.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're good.
It's been great.
Do
you
guys,
everything's been awesome.
Do you guys have a sub text thread that I'm a part of?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, we're talking all the time.
Why am I not included?
Because we don't want to waste your time. We understand.
Well, give me an example of something that you guys talk about.
That's the logo for the Minifan show.
You're right.
They're bouncing some samples off that, like 5 pieces of artwork
for the Minifan show podcast.
Yes,
well, that's not your business. Why are you wasting your time with that?
Because there's other things that I can bounce off them. Like, hey, how do you feel about this? I'm getting ready to bring this to Kirk. What do you think? They say, no, fuck you. He'll hate that. And then I just like bring it to you anyways, and you love it.
Okay, perfect. But most of the time, I'm not even paying attention. I'm like, that's great, excellent, run with it.
All right, that's fine. Works for me.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're back tomorrow. It'll be. It's 11 o'clock today while I'm saying this.
Yes.
So we're back.
Well, no, I mean they've just finished listening to it, so it's like like afternoon.
It's like 12:30.
Yeah, it's a podcast. You don't need to date it. We don't even need to talk about time. There's going to be another episode tomorrow at 11.
I know, but isn't that weird to you?
No,
it feels weird. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I mean, I've been doing radio for 5 years, so yeah.
I mean, I know you're a podcast political star, so.
Well, this is true.
But here's what I want on in this year. You're going to make this happen for me.
Okay.
I want Donald Trump on.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
And I want Brandy Love, Donald Trump, Bob Murchison.
Okay.
Tom Brady.
Okay.
Am I forgetting somebody?
Can we get Gronk?
He's not interesting to me.
Really?
What's he gonna say?
Gronk's not interesting
What's
to
he
you?
Gonna say? He's a nice guy.
Whatever you make him say.
He's a nice guy. Like he's not. Sure. Well, if you want to have him on.
Yeah, I mean,
you can interview him. How's that?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
I'm down.
I'll be like the third voice. I'll pop in every once in a while.
Sounds good to me.
All right, hey, we'll be back tomorrow. Like, I don't know how to end this. You can tell I don't know how this is end. I've done like 3,000 podcasts.
I think you have to pitch the show that's coming up after us, right? It's a good hard tease for the next show.
Oh, you guys are not going to believe what what Barstool Chaps is going to talk about. What was that sound, by the way? Was that a fart?
No, that was an alarm telling us it's time to go.
Oh, we're good? We're done? Oh, they kick us out now?
It's 9.
Oh, that means we have to leave the studio?
No, I mean, we get a little bit of time because it took long for them setting up. So say whatever you want for goodbyes.
Right, whatever. Make sure to
follow us. Tell them where to follow us.
Thank you, Steve. Yes. So you follow us at Kirk Min Show. The Instagram is Kirk Minihane Instagram _26 or something. What is it? What do we have here? You got the whole thing, huh? Okay. Send us emails. Who the fuck wants to email us? What are you talking about? Email us?
People can send us tips.
What's our fax number? Do we have that? Is the fax
we
line?
Don't have a
the fax line cooking or no?
No, there's no fax line. But
Okay.
people can send us an email if they got a hot news tip on some mayor or something.
All right. Subscribe. Go to Apple, go to iTunes, subscribe. We need that 5-star rating. Great review helps, by the way. Siri, you can say, "Hey Siri, find the Kirk Minihane Show." Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, do that.
Find the Kirk Minihane Show on podcast. I tested it last night.
Really
Siri's a little slow in the uptake. You have to say, "Find Kirk Minihane Show
Alexa?
in podcast." Haven't tried Alexa because I won't let that bitch into my house.
I have one in my house. Should I try it?
Are you serious? You're going to let Jeff Bezos come in and just listen to everything you're doing?
I like Jeff Bezos.
Another big dick pic guy. We can get into that.
I'm saying. Oh, he has a big dick. You can find the podcast and all the things, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere podcasts are available. You can send us email, kirkminihaneshow@barstoolsports.com. You sent that email the other day with all the passwords on it?
Yes.
But that password is not the password for our Twitter account. That's not the right one.
Oh, yeah, that was just the one Barstool originally set it up with. I changed it, yeah.
Okay, I was confused. These things confuse me. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Kirk Min Show. And by the way, all feedback is welcome. We're trying to figure this out as well as we go along here. And you can go to barstoolsports.com along with my blogs and my on-the-street interviews. On-demand content is the only place to go now. The Kirk Minihane Show every day. You can start at 11 a.m. Obviously, you can listen to anytime you want during the day. And we'll be doing shit all the time, Steve. By the way, this is what I like, the Kirk Min Show. This is important to me. I'm sure you can tell. I like the idea that our show account is a living, breathing thing. We're not going to be like, hey, this thing's like, I'm not going to do a show description. There's going to be shit involved in our world. I think Blind Mike and MHB are going to be doing something. Oh, it's already done. Well, I'm already in the future.
Yes.
It's probably happening right now.
Yes.
So I'm not doing a good job at this. Anything else you want to promote? How about yourself?
No, I got nothing to promote. They can follow me on Twitter if they want.
All right, so we're going to do this fucking thing again tomorrow. Is it going to start at 7 o'clock?
I think it's going to start at 7 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to save all the presets. We're going to save this arrangement, and I think they're going to be more.
I'm annoyed by the feedback is actually fine. Does it sound okay, do you think?
I think
it'll
it
sound
good.
okay? You feel confident?
Yeah, I do.
You just want to finish this so you can edit it.
Yes,
now you're annoyed.
Exactly. No, we laid down the sound. I think that was the biggest hurdle for me. I was expecting to come in here and just like at the end of it, just have no audio files and just be like, sorry, Kirk, we just sat in a room and talked about, dicks and porn.
My concern's still right now.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're good. It's going to be up.
Yeah.
So at 11 o'clock today when I'm running, I can listen to the show.
Yes.
I'm not going to do that, though. I don't listen to it.
You don't listen back to any of your old shows?
I've never listened to myself ever on the radio, ever. Do I have to listen to this?
No, I don't think so.
Is there anything beneficial for me listening to this? There's going to be things that are going to... You will tell me if there are things that...
I don't know. There'll be some
sound-wise...
There'll be some post-production things that, you probably won't like. You'll just hate everything. So
I'd
say don't listen to it.
It's like shitty, cheesy radio stuff, right?
No.
Okay.
No shitty, cheesy.
You'll do a fine job. Okay. Tomorrow we're doing this rock opera thing. Maybe we'll do it right. Maybe we'll add some elements to it.
I'll bring in another copy so that I can read.
Can I bring in the pool so I can do a swimming thing like in this?
A water ballet, you mean? I would like you to do a water ballet.
All right, we're doing that. All I know is we're doing that tomorrow. Whatever else happens during the course of the day, some other shit as well. I actually do want to talk about this other one too. The Bonefish Harrys.
Harrys.
My son's name is Harry, so Bonefish Harry is a strange thing. Maybe we'll try and get Owen Donaldson on as well. Contact him, and a bunch of other shit as well. So there you go. History. Episode number 1 is in the books. All right, back tomorrow. We'll do it again, right?
All right, congratulations, man.
What are you congratulating me for?
Your new journey.
You just talked like
you just started a new journey in your career at Barstool Sports. This is a momentous occasion.
Really? Like the first time
he has risen.
Like the first time David and Flo. What? Like, was that momentous or no? All right, we're back tomorrow.
This was pretty reprehensible. I don't know how it can be anybody's idea of humor.